The moment people return to work Monday morning and press the on button on their computer will be tense for cybersecurity experts, because that's the moment they will find out how much bigger an already massive hack over the weekend was. Europol says the attack hit 200,000 victims in at least 150 countries. Hospitals in Britain, shipping company FedEx, and Russia's Interior Ministry are just some of the institutions and corporations who were affected. The head of Europol says that this signals a new era in cyber warfare.
We've never seen anything like this. We've seen the rise of ransomware becoming the principal cyber threat, I think. But this is something we haven't seen before. The global reach is unprecedented.
Microsoft is pushing out an automatic update to defend their users from this virus that's called WannaCry. Europol says it's too early to tell who was behind the attack and why.
President Trump is still denying his campaign had anything to do with Russian interference in the 2016 election. In a surprising turn of events last week, the president fired the man leading that investigation, FBI Director James Comey. Now some Republicans are coming out in favor of hearing Comey testify.
I think we need to have Comey come before the Judiciary Committee and clear the air. Did the president ever say anything to the director of the FBI that would be construed as trying to impede the investigation?
Something else concerning members of Congress, a tweet sent out by President Trump on Friday saying James Comey better hope there are no, quote, tapes of their conversations. The White House says the tweet is not meant to be a threat, but simply, quote, stating a fact. Senate Judiciary Committee members say they are certain Comey will testify soon. A new NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows that the president's decision to fire Comey was not a popular one. 29% approve, 38% disapprove, 32% say they don't know enough about the issue to say. 78% think an independent commission or special prosecutor should look into Russia's involvement in the 2016 election. President Trump's job approval numbers took a dip in the polls as well. That's down to 39%, despite the unemployment rate falling to the lowest level since 2007.
Less than a week into his presidency, South Korea's Moon Jae-in chaired his first National Security Council meeting in response to a North Korean missile launch this morning. U.S. military officials say that missile landed in the Sea of Japan about 60 miles off the coast of Russia. It appears to be the country's first successful launch since 4 failed tests over the past 2 months. Moon condemned the launch and said his country will respond. Earlier this month, President Trump said that he is willing to sit down with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. There's no sitting president that's ever met with the leader of North Korea while in power. Chinese President Xi Jinping met with the Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Beijing today. The two leaders are there for the Belt and Road Forum. China's president announced that Chinese banks will provide tens of billions of dollars for development projects throughout Asia, Europe, and Africa. Notably absent are the U.S. and most European countries. North Korea sent a group of delegates. One topic sure to come up, that missile test from this morning.
The president is heading to the Vatican next week to meet with Pope Francis. The Pope says he won't try to convince President Trump to soften his policies on immigration or the environment, and said he wants to find some ground to create conversation on certain issues. Pope Francis has yet to directly criticize the president, but has been critical of some campaign promises, particularly making Mexico pay for a border wall. That meeting is set for next Wednesday. France inaugurated its new president today. The country's youngest ever, 39-year-old Emmanuel Macron, was sworn in at the presidential palace in Paris today. Macron's win is a big victory for the European Union, which will lose the United Kingdom in 2019. Once that happens, France will be the only member of the European Union with nuclear weapons and a permanent seat on the UN Security Council.
Bill O'Reilly is telling his side of the story after Fox News fired him for allegations of sexual harassment. The king of cable news had his first interview since the sex assault scandal put an end to his 20-year career at Fox News. Conservative radio host Glenn Beck had the first crack at O'Reilly. O'Reilly stuck to his guns, calling this a liberal hit job.
It has to do with destroying voices that the far left and the organized left-wing cabal doesn't like.
O'Reilly blames an unnamed group of people for purposely carrying out a plan to get him fired.
A 24-year-old woman in Chicago is in custody after she rammed a teenager into a tree and repeatedly ran her over with a child in the back seat. Police say the two got into a fight online over a man. The two agreed to meet. That's when the ramming began, killing the 18-year-old. The driver took off. She hasn't been charged yet. Last week, it was New Orleans, now a city in Virginia. Tension after another city in the South prepares to remove monuments for leaders of the Confederacy. Supporters of two Confederate statues rallied to protect what they called their white heritage in Charlottesville. Arguments and a scuffle broke out when another group against the monument showed up to the rally. Police removed both sides from the park. No word on what will become of those statues.
This time of year, Colorado gets its groove on for a cause.
The Denver Active 2030 Barn Party raises money for underprivileged kids in the state. Danielle Grant standing by telling us how we can all get tickets with the group's director, Michael Fancher. Hi, Michael.
Oh, this is one of just the funnest parties that Denver has to offer. It happens every year. It is such a fun event. An excuse, of course, to dress up in your denim, your cowboy boots, and maybe do a little bit of dancing too. But of course, this is all for charity. So tell us about your charity and where all the proceeds go to directly benefit children in Colorado.
Sure, yeah. So Denver Active 2030 Children's Foundation is the name of our organization. And I think a lot of times people get the misconception that we're just a group of guys that throw some fun events and fun parties, but really our mission is to raise money for at-risk and disadvantaged youth in Colorado. Last year we raised over $1 million for at-risk kids, gave it to over 60 charities. And we really take pride in being great stewards of that money and making sure that the money goes into the highest leverage places in our community so we can really make the biggest impact possible. And that's really, I mean, I think when guys join our organization, they initially kind of come for the guys in the group and the events, and then they look at it and they see the impact we're making. It really becomes about raising money for kids, and then that translates into developing really amazing young philanthropic leaders in this community.
Absolutely, which is just what we need around here.
Absolutely.
And you know what, as you mentioned, everything goes to these kids, but it is some fun and games going on.
Absolutely.
And this is just the lead up to the Polo Classic that happens in late June. Talk to me about the barn party and what people can expect.
Yeah, so this is our 9th year, and it's really become one of the best, most fun events in my biased opinion in Colorado. And so this year we've got headliner Michael Ray is performing. We've got Blackjack Billy coming back for the 3rd year, and then this girl Bella Hudson, who's a 17-year-old girl from Denver who's becoming a country music sensation. She's going to kick everything off with an acoustic set and going to knock everyone's socks off. And then in addition to all that, we've got Budweiser's our title sponsor, and they really stepped up with the resources this year. And all the drinks are taken care of. Open bar. We've got all-you-can-eat barbecue by Rolling Smoke.
Yum.
And then a mechanical bull.
What?
And,
okay.
So and we got a mechanical.
I don't know about that.
We've got
I'm there.
I want to see you on the bull.
I don't know.
And then we've got those people that want to play blackjack or roulette or craps. We've got those tables, and then a huge dance floor. So it is just it's a lot of fun, and then all of the money goes to help at-risk kids in Colorado.
Absolutely, something for absolutely everyone there.
Absolutely,
for sure. And really quickly, where can folks get tickets?
Yep. So denverbarnparty.com.
Okay.
Tomorrow the ticket prices go up. So get them tonight. All the proceeds go to Just realize this for all your viewers out there. Get your tickets tonight, and all of the proceeds go to help kids. So when you have the time of your life on Saturday, May 20th, you can know that you're doing good for the community by doing so. I just want to say one more thing. I want to thank Shop BMW, who's our overarching sponsor. They really stepped up this year, and without our sponsors, we couldn't do what we can do to the community and give back like we can. So
absolutely.
But thank you all for the time. I appreciate it.
Helping kids in Colorado. We absolutely love that. Thank you so much for being here. We'll have more information on 9news.com. We'll be right back.
Home video caught an incredible moment, a deer slammed through a family's door. Reporter Jobin Paniker from our sister station in Dallas brings us that story.
An unannounced guest for dinner.
I mean, literally just sat down to eat.
Can be one of the rudest things. But what happened Thursday in the Stubby home wasn't quite like that.
Seemed like forever, but it was, it was probably 30 seconds to a minute.
The guest that left a trail starting outside all the way into a home prepped for dinner.
About to talk about his day and our day or whatever, just usual family stuff. And then, bam!
One of the last things you'd expect to see barge in through the door in suburban McKinney. A young deer, as startled as this family was.
I'm like, who do I call? Who do I call?
I said,
911?
911?
Dottie, their little part dachshund, hasn't been the same. She escaped within inches of that deer.
There's a drop of blood there that we missed.
They just bought this storm door 3 weeks ago. Thankfully, the glass only popped out.
Rain.
Storm, rain, hail.
Small hail. Not an 80 to 100 pound baby deer, no.
News like this can spread quickly in a community.
Oh my God, never before see something similar.
Ironic that a bottle of animal repellent sat where all this happened.
Nathan?
The deer did quickly make it out of the home. The city says after it was caught by animal services, it didn't survive long. This is all more attention than this family would have liked.
I mean, we're just a little family in McKinney.
Yep, just your average family.
A family with quite a story to share around that dinner table.
That was Jobin Paniker reporting. Yikes, that video. I feel like you hear about stuff like that here in Colorado, too. You know, bears breaking into cars
coming
or things.
into the backyard, just like, what's going on?
I would not have been surprised if that was a Colorado video.
No,
but it wasn't. It was Dallas.
Oh, my goodness.
It is Mother's Day, in case you didn't know, but of course you did. This is a picture of me and my mother and my baby girl, Audrey. She's 7 months old today. Want to take a couple minutes to just thank my mother because she actually moved out here for the last 4 months to help us with our baby girl because we found out we had some changes coming in our life and really needed help. And like any good mother, she was there in a pinch. So, Mom, thank you so much. That was like the best gift I could have ever imagined.
Audrey, just as cute as can be. This is me several years ago and my mama there. And there we are now. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. She's so awesome. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Who's that?
Oh, that's Kim Grant. You better believe it. And me as a little thing. And that was us, well, a while back as well. Of course, as we all have said, our moms are just the best thing ever. I'm sure she's watching from San Diego on her iPad so she can catch every last minute of
Per
this.
usual.
And saving the best for last. My mom, and that's my dad there too, and then my wife. I said you got to include them both, right? So they're the three boys who said happy birthday or happy Mother's Day to my wife, who actually was her birthday last week too. So she's got the double whammy. And then my mom, Whitney's mom moved to her. My mom moved away, so I don't know what I did wrong. But she's coming out here soon for my son's graduation.
It was an easy decision for her.